the anti-machine, the anti-TV, the anti-news broadcast, Dan the Outlook Wazzy.
I gladly do this without an introduction, but if I don't, especially a night like tonight, no one really gives a shit. So Rick comes up here first, ironically. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, once again, the local hardcore scene's doing something good for the world. Give a hand to Nick for putting this show together. Give a hand to everyone who came out to my benefit last week. All those bands that played for free. This is a weapon, and obviously tonight we're using it as a weapon. We got 2 bands left. After I'm done pissing a bunch of bullshit that you may or may not agree with, stick for the last 2 bands, alright? They're all good guys, and it's a Saturday, we're all here, and you don't need to be anywhere else. Ladies and gentlemen, last week, in case you missed it, out in Wareham, Massachusetts, we had an incident. Bunch of my friends, now you all know I don't drink, and that's cool, but bunch of my friends were partying in the parking lot all day long, drinking for about 7 hours. And the police showed up. And Rick goes, Dan, the police are here. I go, well, yeah, I'd imagine so. There's beer cans everywhere. We've been acting like buffoons, so of course the police are here. Well, after the policeman was done saying what he had to say to us, he gets in his car and he peels out and then zips down the street going about 60 miles an hour like he's in the Indy 500. So I walk to the edge of the parking lot and I look down the street because I'm thinking, that policeman must be pulling someone over. A policeman wouldn't drive like that for no reason, right? And I look down the street and no, he's just sitting at the next stoplight. All right, that's cool. Then I'm in my car the other day and I hear a commercial. The state police are cracking down on aggressive, drunk, and distracted driving. I said, that's a good idea. And then I look to my left, and I see a state police vehicle going about 90 miles an hour, zipping by my car in the fast lane. Going nowhere again. Now here's my issue, right? If they're trying to clear the fast lane, or whatever is their reason, then put your lights on, because I don't want to be near your death trap going 90 miles an hour. Here's my point, right, guys? I got no axe to grind with the police at all. I don't wake up in the morning out to get them. I have no problem with them. But you know what, guys? When I hear a commercial like that, right? Thank you. When I hear a commercial like that, and they're going out on a limb to say that they want to stop that type of driving, it's kind of embarrassing when I see that they're sometimes the biggest perpetrators of that type of shit. I'm sick of seeing police taking turns with no directional, rolling through stop signs and flashing their lights because they think the guy in front of them is going too slow. Now here's the deal. Thank you. I saw a video today and I posted it on my website. Some of you saw it. A guy followed a cop after he zipped by him at 90 miles an hour. He followed him, right? And then he went off the highway, beeped his horn at the cop. He pulled the cop over. And he gets out of the car and he says to the cop, you were going 90 miles an hour. And the policeman goes, no, I wasn't. He goes, yeah, you were. I filmed you and I filmed my speedometer. Why were you doing that? And the guy goes, hey man, leave me alone. He's like, I'm not bothering you. And the guy's like, that's not the point. You were going 90 miles an hour. Here's my point, guys, right? When you talk about shit like killing the police and all this other shit, it doesn't get any point across. To me, that's just as ignorant as the way they behave sometimes towards us, right? My point is this, guys. Your camera is a weapon. The internet is a weapon. There's a 12-year-old boy who put in a fucking video out where he went up to a cop and asked him why he was parked illegally, and it's got thousands of hits. And again, the cop had no answer, right? Here's my point, guys, right? I got no axe to grind with the police. I have many cops who are friends, many family members. But you know what, guys? That is an incredible amount of power they have. And I find it so rude when I see a cop driving 100 miles an hour. If they want respect, they got to show the same respect to us. That's all I got to say to this. And listen, right? Like I said, thank you. Don't put me in the category like I hate the police, because I got no axe to grind with them. I'm telling you, I was taught right from wrong, just like the rest of ours were. If you're a cop, use your fucking directional. That's all I gotta say. Shit that you can pull us over. Number two, right? Number two. I have had many people ask me about this, and I addressed it at a hip-hop show the other night. I'm saying it again tonight. Some of you may have heard about the Gosnell case down in Philadelphia, about that maniac and that little abortion clinic he was running. Now listen, if you didn't hear about it, ask me about it, I'll tell you about it, but I think a lot of you have heard about it. This is what I have to say about it, guys. Now listen closely, without getting too political. We live in an unprecedented time right now, right? If you get pregnant, or you get someone pregnant, you can take a pill. And they're not pregnant anymore. Just like that. I mean, there's no other time in history when you could do something like that, right? That guy down in Philadelphia, now everyone's horrified. Everybody I know, whether they're pro-choice or pro-life, doesn't matter. They've all come up to me. Dude, that's disgusting what that guy was doing down there. What do you think about it? Guys, this is what I think, right? Right now on this planet, sleeping with someone, getting them pregnant, ditching a girl because you didn't feel like having a baby, it's just normal now. It's life. You don't think much of it. I really believe that that guy thought he was helping those girls. I truly believe that. As much as everybody hates him right now, I think that he thought he was helping. Of course he wasn't. But you know what the other problem is, guys? I don't do this right-wing, left-wing shit. Yeah, I would make abortion illegal if I could, but you know what else I would make illegal? Getting a girl pregnant and then ditching her and laughing about it with your guy friends. That should be illegal too, right? I'm not gonna do this left-wing, right-wing shit. You can be against abortion and be against rape and be against sexual assault and all that shit. I'm sick of the conservative right-wing, left-wing. I don't play sides. I'm against all of it, right? You can care about the earth, you can care about your environment, and you can simultaneously think, yeah, there are people out there that are profiting off global warming. It doesn't mean we're not killing the earth. You can be a Republican and a Democrat, or hate both. You can be a Christian and support gay marriage. I don't think it's going to be one or the other. I think it's silly how we divide everything. So don't come throwing this right-wing, left-wing BS at me. Now listen, right? I got one more story. This is a little lighthearted. This isn't angry, it's extreme, but it's cute. And I wanted to wait for a night when all my friends are here, okay? With the what?
When you went to Japan, they were like...
Would you rather hear that story instead? Alright, fine. This is how I'm going to end it, right? Yo, neighborhood shit's playing last. Listen, I had an idea, but I'm going to do this instead. When I'm done, go to my table, www.theoutlookspeaks.org, take my pamphlets. Here's the story about Japan that Alex wanted to hear. Here's the deal. About 3 or 4, actually Johnny Coburn loves this story too, so I don't know if Johnny's around, but I'll dedicate this one to him too. Probably. 2 or 3 years ago, right, I went over to Japan. Me and my buddy Jim Glennon were going to go to Malaysia, but he blacked out on me. We were going to go see the tower, so I went to Japan by myself. This is the story Alex is referring to. We're sitting on the bus, right, and there's no trash anywhere. No trash, right? And us, the Americans, there were some British people there, we're confused. We asked the tour guide, Yoshi, why is there no trash on the ground? She looks at us like we're nuts. She goes, why would there be trash on the ground? Why would you throw trash on the ground? She goes, we recycle. We carry our trash around. There was no trash barrels. People carry their trash around and they recycle. She goes, why would they do that? I go, why? Because in America, we throw our shit all over the ground. That's why. We go to Bogart's, yep, done with that beer, in the parking lot. That's why. Then, it gets better. It gets better, right? There's bicycles everywhere. Bicycles everywhere. No one's riding a car. They don't like the pollution. It's so clean, you wouldn't believe it, right? We go, Yoshi, there's bicycles everywhere. How come none of the bikes are locked up? She goes, what do you mean? We go, in America, you don't lock your bike up, they steal it. She goes, why would anyone steal a bike? That's not yours. She was like confused by this. She goes, if you steal a French fry from someone's plate when they're not looking, you just brought shame to your 5th cousin's grandmother. We don't steal shit in Japan. Right? Then, the straw that broke the camel's back. There's these little kids, this is it. I'm wrapping it up after this. There's these little kids, right? They're like this tall. They're like in kindergarten. They're walking down the street to school, right? Remember when you were like little? Remember before they had surveillance cameras at Kmart? They used to not have surveillance cameras. My mother would take me shopping. I was like 2. I was like this, getting dragged in, right? No surveillance camera. Now there's surveillance cameras. No one can behave. So we saw the little kids, right? We go, Yoshi, There's kindergartners walking to school by themselves. And we're like this. She's like, what's the problem? Kindergartners can't walk to school in America. A guy will kidnap them and chop their head off. She's like, really? She goes, well, if the parents are nervous, the 5th grader can walk them to school. I go, great. So 5th graders in Japan are more fucking mature than adults in America. Great. Somebody murdered someone when I was over there, and it was on the news. About 800 people showed up and was shaking the car that they fucking brought this guy in. That's how low their crime rate is, right? So here's the point, right? Think about your behavior, because I also saw kids in Japan wearing Red Sox hats and Yankees and all this other stuff. You're setting an example. I've been to Europe twice, I've been to Japan. I'll tell you what, guys, they got American TV, all the TMZ shit we're watching, they just dub it in French or wherever you are. So think about the example you set. So listen, right? I want to thank Nick for having me here again. I'm a spoken word artist. I'm thinking like Jello Biafra, Henry Rollins, Ann McCay, all these guys. But here's the difference between me and them. I don't speak at schools, they don't want me there. I'm very fortunate that the bands have always let me come do my thing. I know this is odd for some of you who never seen me, but yo, check out my website, talk to me, pass it around. I got new shirts coming out, theoutlook.speaks.org, Kendra. She's reminding me of my website address, thank you. I got new shirts and stickers. I got a book coming out next year. And me and Charlie are working on some Form Voltron Outlook shirts to be out in a few months. Thank you very much, guys. Peace.